Hello friend, how are you? Welcome to Tripan Study Center. Today we are going to do the chapter of social science and highlighting each and every point of it. Let's see what is our topic today. Origin of nationalism. You know that there is a most important thing here, origin of nationalism of Indian people. The rise of nationalism is reflected in the spirit of resonances is the Europe. Resonances, there is the most important here and Europe when the freedom for the religious restrictions lead to be a enhancement of national identity. And this expression of the nationalism was furthered by the French Revolution. The political changes is resulted in the passing of sovereignty from the hand of the absolute monarch or to the French citizens who had the power to constitute there is a nation and shape its destiny and the watchword of their French Revolution. The French Revolution here, liberty, equality, and fraternity, inspired their whole world. And many other revolutions like the American Revolution, the Russian Revolution, and etc. About which you have already read their lesson 3. You know that? I remember it you. There is the already read their American Revolution, Russian Revolution on previous chapter. And so then there is the idea of nationalism. In this lesson, you will read about the rise of nationalism in India and which emerged in the 19th century after the revolt of 1857. There is a most important here about the rising of nationalism emerged in the 19th century is the revolt of 1857. The next point here, rise of nationalism in India. For India, the making of national identity was a long process. The whose root can be drawn from to the ancient era. India as a whole had been to be ruled by the emperor like Ashok and Samudragupta in ancient time and Akbar to the Gazeb in a middle time. But it was only in the 19th century that a concept of national identity and national consequence emerged. And this growth was intimately connected to the anti-colonial movement, about which you have already read in the lesson 4. The social, economics, and political factor had inspired the people to define and achieve their national identity. People began to discovering their unity in their process of their struggle against the colonialism. The scenes of beginning a process under their colonial rule, providing a shared bond that tied different groups together. Each class and group felt the effect of colonialism differently, and their expressions were varied, and there is a notion of freedom were not be away the same. And several other cases also is a contribute toward the rise and growth of nationalism. One set of law of British government across several regions lead to be a political and administrative unity. And this strengthened the concept of citizenship and one nation among the Indians. Do you remember the reading the lesson popular resistance their movement? Do you remember the way of peasant and chival is revealing there is the land and the right to be livelihood was taken away? And similarly, the economical exploitation by the British agitated other people to unite and react against the British government as a control over their lives and resources. The social and religious reform movement of 19th century also contribute to the feeling of nationalism. Do you remember the reading about the Swami Vivekananda, Annie Besant, Henry Thoreau, and many other? There is a most important religious reformer. And they revolve there is a gallery of ancient India and create faith among the people in their religions and culture and thus give to the message of love for their motherland. The intellectually there is a spiritual side of nationalism was voiced by the person like Bankim Chandra and Chatterjee. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee and Swami Dayanand Saraswati and Arvindo Ghosh. There is the most important here nationalism is here. And the Bankim Chandra hymns there is a motherland, Bande Matram. Bankim Chandra Lemon to be a motherland, Bande Matram. Become there is a rolling cry of the patriots nationalist. It is inspire generation of the supreme self and the self-sacrifice. Stimulus it's a create of fear in their mind of BTs. The impact was no strong that is a BTs had to be banned the song. Similarly, Swami Vivekananda has a message to the people arise awake and stop not till the goal is reached. An appeal to be Indians. It acted as their potent force in the courses of Indian nationalism. Do you also remember reading about the establishment of printing press and how it's a help in the wide circulation of idea like liberty, equality, and fraternity? There's a question mark. All these factors help in their spirit of nationalism among the people of India. Around this time, many organizations were beginning formed which arise their voice against the British rule. And most of these organizations were regional in nature. There is a most of these organizations were regional in nature, and some of these organizations were very active, such as Bengal, Indian Association, Bengal Presidency, and Association of Pune Public Meeting, and etc. However, it was felt that if this regional organization could be worked jointly, it would be help to Indian masses of rise their voice against British rule. And this led to be a formation of Indian National Congress in year 1885. There is a formation of Indian National Congress in 1885. There is the most important achievement. We will be discuss about this next section of this lesson.